Welcome to Ciao Bella, hosted by me, Erica Firpo, a travel journalist based in Rome. Each episode of Ciao Bella, I sit down with Italy's creators, contemporary artists and artisans, designers, culinary experts, heritage brands, and innovative aesthetes, and more who are defining and redefining 21st century Italy. Pull up a chair and join in. Hey, welcome back. Today I am here with Eva Geraldine Fontanelli, the founder and creative director of the Goooders. Wait, I want to say it correctly. The Goooders.
With a lot of O's.
So I think everybody should just remember that the Goooders has 3 O's, and I fell in love with it because I loved the font. It was like so juicy, and I saw those 3 O's, and I was like, is that a mistake?
No, absolutely not. It's sort of a trademark because, you have a lot of things with just good, and we are more than good. We are Gooders. And also because it's like the 3 pillars of our business model, which is beautiful, meaningful, and sustainable. So that's how I explain it. And it was like a smart way to register the brand.
Like that. Beautiful. Meaningful and sustainable. And
yeah.
That's what those 3 O's are for. Yeah. And then, you were saying it's like a porta fortuna, right?
Yeah, in different countries, in the north of Europe, it's like the 3 O's, it's like a little lucky, charm. I didn't know that, but they told me, you pick the 3 O brand because it's...
So that's serendipity.
Yeah. And I'm like, yes, probably. And actually it's true because Gooders has a good star that is always looking after us. So I never worry. Gooders is going to be fine because we do good and we receive a lot of good back.
For those of you listening who haven't heard of the Gooders, I'd love for you to explain what the Gooders is in a little bit more detail, because it is good vibes, it is feeling good, but it has a really great purpose.
Absolutely. So Gooders is a community of Gooders, of course, of people who knows that they have an impact while they travel, while they pick what they eat, while they choose what to wear. So it's really be responsible for the impact you have on others, on the mother heart, on yourself, which is really important. So these people who are awake, they should shop more responsibly. That's why Gooders is also a platform, a marketplace for small brands that we help to thrive. And these little brands, they have different, stories to tell. And with Gooders, we try, first of all, to tell a beautiful story of empowerment. It's always focused on the good, and sell beautiful products. They usually are artisanal or they're made from recycled plastic, and so it's about it, and it's beautiful. The quality is super, super high. So my background is from high fashion, so I try to keep that, very high aesthetic on our products and merchandising. And then behind the beautiful product, you have an incredible story. So you're really doing good while wearing Gooders or buying Gooders product.
You started this in 2019, correct?
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start the Gooders, and maybe even a little bit about your background?
Sure. I started my career in fashion, all the way to the top, from intern assistant, fashion editor, fashion and creative consultant for big brands.
I love how you described it the other night as the Devil Wears Prada.
I know, because that's exactly like in the movie. That's exactly how I started. I started in New York, and then I moved back to Milan. I lived a couple of years in London, so really climbing my way to the top of my fashion career. And then when I was there, I was like, okay, so now what are we doing here? And I was called from the United Nations to consult on an ethical fashion project. So I discovered a completely new world. I was like, oh my God, there's so much more, behind the fashion system. It's not just, selling beautiful dresses and shoes and bags. You can also help people. And so I focused the second part of my career on good fashion. So I work with the Tuaregs in Mali. I work with the artisans in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. I went to the environmental summit for a speech in Nairobi. And so, my career took, a totally different direction. But I still love fashion. I love it so much. So I didn't want to give up, on my past. And with Goooders, I found a way to, to merge. To merge the two worlds, the good and the beautiful. So this is exactly how Goooders came up. I was in Tunisia visiting a beautiful project of a friend of women making ethical jewelry, but at the same time I was there for a birthday party. So you had like the fancy part, and then visiting these women that are disadvantaged and. So I was like, okay, we have to do it. That's really a sign. So it started from a weekend in Tunisia with a bunch of girls that are still, contributing to Goooders. One is a social media manager, one is a PR, and then the third thing was like, okay, if we want to sell products, we need to find a new way to sell them, because the web is so full, the stores are not really so appealing anymore. And so I always go back to what are my habits, and when I am in hotels and there is a beautiful boutique, I have time between dinner and in the afternoon you have some time, you have a drink by the pool, and then you want to do some shopping. So I'm like, actually that's really the only time where I do like crazy shopping, and I buy even things that I don't need, and because you feel relaxed, you have time to listen to the story. So we started this business model with little pop-ups in hotels, in 5-star hotels.
What are some of the hotels you work with?
At the very beginning, in 2019, we started with Le Bristol in Paris. So it was a test, 2019. So one in a city, European city, Paris, and then we did one in Palazzo Avino in Ravello, so more like resort location, beautiful. They both work super, super well.
In fact, I think it was the one in Palazzo Avino that I saw. That's where I started seeing it on Instagram, and I think I read an article, and that's how I discovered you guys.
Okay. Yeah, Mariella Avino, who's the owner of Palazzo Avino, she's an amazing woman, and she's been a fan of Goooders since the very beginning. So when Goooders was even there, we didn't have an account on Instagram, didn't have a website. I went to her and I was like, okay, I have this crazy idea. I need a place for a pop-up. And she's like, of course, take all the space you need. And we started together. And now she's doing an amazing job with their pink closet. I mean, it's like we are all in this, together, and we are trying to help each other. I mean, women that have been with me since the very beginning have been so important. It's like, Goooders, it's really a team of people. It's not just me. I'm just the speak person, but behind it there is
behind the microphone.
Exactly. It's really like the energy and the goodness of so many person, and I'm so proud of that. And
So I know that, I know you started in these pop-ups in these hotels. I'm curious, what happened in 2020? I know 2020 must have been a time of change, let's say.
Yes. A time of awareness, a time of taking care of myself probably first, because I spent so much energy, doing all those things, and I was super tired. I wouldn't probably have resisted another year with that, pace. So it was a good opportunity for me to sit, to focus, to rethink a little bit Goooders also. So we started e-commerce, so not only the pop-ups in the hotel, so everyone in the world, we ship globally, could afford to or to enter the Goooders world and to have a piece from one of our projects. And then we did a TV series on the road with an electric car.
That I didn't know about.
Yeah, with Audi. They were launching the e-tron car, and because Goooders still focused on the conscious traveling. That's why we sell in hotels and we promote a more sustainable way of traveling. So the idea of traveling and road tripping with an electric car was kind of new, because people think of electric cars in the cities mostly.
Okay,
When you have to do long distance.
They don't think that they could maybe do it. Right.
So because one of our motto is really like lead by example. We are the first to show you how you can do it. We travel all around Italy with an electric car, and we stop in the hotels that are more sustainable, and that was very, very successful. Also because we had the opportunity to really show what Goooders do in an everyday life.
And you were doing it all in Italy.
All in Italy, yeah. So we did a grand tour of Italy from the north to the south, and with different stops, and meeting different Gooders in a different location.
So tell me about the Gooders. Tell me about. So I know that. I mean, I've seen the pop up here. We're at the St. Regis, and I've obviously stalked your Instagram. Tell us a little bit about the artisans that you're working with. Are they primarily women? Are they primarily from Africa?
No, there's a little bit of everything. We have projects all around the world, like India, Peru, Myanmar, and Africa. It's Nairobi in particular, Kenya. It's a project that I'm really attached to, because I traveled to Nairobi last Christmas, visiting one of my best friends who started a trust there. It's called Tumaini Trust, that I've been supporting since the very beginning. So basically she support education in the slums of Nairobi. So she paid a scholarship to the kids to go to school, and she follows them from the elementary school to university. So of course they're not producing anything, they're not making any products, but while I was there, I was visiting different artisans in Nairobi, also outside of Nairobi, like the Maasai people, and I'm like, okay, we should like do a little capsule collection made here with artisans, so it's ethically made, fair trade, and also eco, where when you can do it, and part of the profit support this trust. So, it's like doing good in so many different ways. And this is probably the most important project we've been doing this year. And we also have project in Italy. We open a pop-up in Forte dei Marmi at l'Hermitage, and we partner with the brand called Manteco, who's been making sustainable fabrics in Prato for 100 years now. Yes, so we produce a beautiful collection of sundresses in different colors, and the embroidery on the collar was made by the little artisan in Pistoia, which is next to Forte dei Marmi.
I didn't see this yet.
You have to.
Can anybody? So I know when we were talking the other day, you were telling me that every pop-up is its own, let's say, its own microcosm.
Yes.
And so you won't find the same Gooders in here that you'll find in Forte dei Marmi, that you'll find at the other hotels. But say, for example, you were just talking about Manteco. Should I find that on your website?
Yes, everything is on the website. But when you go to the locations, we have a special selection for the lifestyle of the location. So Forte dei Marmi, of course, it's really like a resort. You go on a bicycle, so you have beautiful bags and hat for the beach, beautiful sandals, the dresses. And here it's more, for the city life. You have like a face mask, a hat for the sun, and sunglasses.
Those bracelets.
The bracelet made by Kazuri, who's an NGO in Nairobi, widows that make these ceramic bracelets that are beautiful, and it's so. What gave me strength during this COVID here is the messages and what I call the epidances that I received from the makers, because basically when you even sell 5 bags, 8 bags, not a huge quantity. We are still very small. I received this video, which I'm collecting. I'm gonna make something out of them, of our artisans who jump on the table, on the chair with the family, and they do these like happy dances, and they're like yes, yes. And you feel like, oh, I've done so little. I've just sold 20 bags of yours, and you make people so happy. Like, okay, I'm gonna be with you even in these times. Let's start the e-commerce. Put all the money we made from last year. Let's put it in the e-commerce, it's really so rewarding. So
it feels good to do good.
It feels good. One of our mottos is if you do good, you look good, which is actually true. And I've seen it also on people that buy from us. When you have this beautiful bag, but you know that behind the bag there is a family who's gonna do a little happy dance. The energy is different. You shine from a different light. I don't want to, enter into two gurus kind of philosophy, but I think it's really, really important to feel what is behind a product.
Well, I think because you're saying, I think what's really lovely is that these products are stories.
Yeah.
And they're real-time stories.
Yeah.
And that's what's I find super engaging is I love the sustainability. I love the supporting small artisans. I love the ethical. I love all of that, and I love the stories behind them. I think all of that combined helps us be a lot more conscious. Yes, that's the word. Conscientious about who we are. Especially, I think after this past year, everybody's kind of rethinking what they're doing and why they're doing it, and you're helping them see a why behind things.
Yeah, exactly. And also because during the pandemic we felt like we are everyone is responsible to make things better. When we had to wash our hands, cover our face with a mask, stay home, everyone had to do his part, and it's the same for saving the planet, saving humanity. It's the same. We can do our little part, and it can be fun. That's what one of my point. It can be fun.
So tell me, because I know that you mentioned before when we were talking about Milano is good.
Yes.
So tell me what that is, because now you're taking good and fun in another direction.
Exactly. So it's Milano is good. It's a media plan. We launched a couple of weeks ago on all the social media. So we are not selling product like Goooders, but it's how can I call it? It's a project to show how this Gooders citizen act in his home city. So basically, I had a little chat with the mayor in Milan, and it's like, oh, Gooders is amazing, but it's focused on the traveling, on the conscious traveling, on the destination. What can actually people do when they are in their city? And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's not only when you travel that you can make an impact. So it's really about what you can do every day in the city, and it's like we are giving you something that you can actually use to do better in your own city. So it's like a map of all the places where you can do aperitivo that are plastic free, or a map of all the charities and places where you can go and volunteer.
Are you going to do that for Rome?
Yeah,
I would like that. I'll help you.
And also, all the ethical little stores that nobody's know about, like the artisans in Milan, the people that have been living in a neighborhood for years that can tell you all the amazing stories. The gay pride in one of the neighborhood that they will organize now at the end of June. So it's really like stories of empowering, and people love to feel part of a community and contribute to the community. So that's what Milano is Good is about.
I think that's a great project, and I would really love to see you do that in Rome.
Yes.
And I would love to help any way possible, because every now and then I'm like,
that is the idea, to try first Milan, which is, it's a newborn project, but it's already working very well. We are gonna clean a park of Milan on Saturday morning with a group of Gooders.
So which park is that?
Eva Montanelli, in Porta Venezia, because we approach the city neighborhood by neighborhood.
Nice.
So, which is also a campaign of the Comune di Milano called Neighborhood by Neighborhood. So the idea is empowering all the little, area, because people, when they have their own neighborhood, there is an identity to the neighbor, and they feel it's more easy, to feel part of something, of a community. So the first one is in Porta Venezia, where the Gay Pride started like in 2009, and it's super, super fun and inclusive, and with a lot of diversity neighborhoods. So, and we organize this cleaning on Saturday morning, because the idea is to show you how you can be a better citizen for you, for others, and for the environment.
I have a quick question, because now it just popped into my head and then it quickly popped out as you were talking. No, I wanted to ask you guys. I think that's a great initiative, and I love the community aspect. How does one person become a Gooder?
You become a Gooder by following us on the social media, by participating to our events, by...
Do you announce your events on social media? Is that?
Yes, on Facebook and on Instagram. You can see them, by shopping at Gooders.com, of course. We have all sorts of prizes for everyone, and you can wear our manifesto T-shirt. We have one that says "I love the way you recycle," which is super fun.
That's really cute, and I love that's actually a great thing for everybody to know, that the Gooders is for example, at the St. Regis, there's the sweatshirt, the felpa, that says "Good vibes," good vibes.
Yeah.
And I saw the earrings, and on the site there's far more. It's many different facets of fashion, and I would call it, I guess, design as well. Correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's like a philosophy. It's like a way of living. It's like a new approach to life. So sometimes we have a little format on Instagram that says, "Why are you a Gooder?" No, because there are different ways to be a Gooder. So it's cute because everyone say, is a Gooder in his own way. So once it's because they became vegan. One is because they go with the bicycle to work instead of the car. One is because they turn off the lights in the house. We receive little videos sometimes, not even with our product, we don't care, but people like filling their water bottle at the fountain and saying, "Look, I'm a Gooder,"
Do you have a Gooder hashtag?
It's if you do good, you look good. It's one of the hashtags.
Okay, great. And the website, can you tell everybody the name of the website?
It's Gooders.com, so Gooders.com.
Now, what's coming? So there's the website, the pop-ups.
Yeah.
Milano is good.
Yeah.
Can you share anything else for the future?
Ooh.
Or these could be secrets. It's okay. We can stay tuned.
A little secret. I'm really focusing on what I call human sustainability, and it's the sustainability you do for yourself, which I think is very important, because sometimes you can be exhausted, looking outside at the world and the environment that is falling apart, people that are stressed, and so if you want to really save others, you have to save yourself first. So I really focus on the fact that you have to take care of yourself first. So this is sustainability for yourself, and so we are thinking about things, products, beauty products that would help you to refocus on what you're doing, your happiness, that you're worth, that you're beautiful, and so on.
Well-being, I like that.
Yeah, well-being, exactly. Because I think it's really important. Sometimes I find myself, helping others that, I'm, drained of energy, and I have those little rituals for myself in the morning and the evening that help me, to reconnect
Yeah.
to who I am, what I want, my mission in this world. what I like to do, which is very important. Focus on the good, and the good is going to get better. And so we would love to share also with others this part of our philosophy.
Oh, I would really look forward to that, because I think I'm one of those people that tends to forget to ground myself.
Exactly.
And it really helps to see other people do that, or just it just helps to have a little push or just a little direction, because I'll be the person that's always on my computer and running around, and I never take a time to say, okay, what do I like? What is it? What makes me feel good? What am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. List of things that make you feel good, and that's it. Then you switch,
Exactly. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing more. I'm actually really, what I'm going to do after this interview, I'm going to look up that dress, the dresses, because they sound really beautiful, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I wanted to ask you, I know you have such a great background in fashion. How are you finding these artisans?
Now they come to me, so it's just a selection, and sometimes during trip, like a work trip, like for example in Myanmar, I was there for fun during Christmas holiday, and then of course everywhere I go I look for a little artisan, a fair trade project, so I found this beautiful project in Myanmar called Amazing Grace. Abilities of women with disabilities, that's their motto. So it's a group of women with disabilities, and they make our beautiful earrings.
Oh, those beautiful earrings you showed me.
Exactly. So then my friend in Nairobi, and then we have a lot of projects in Italy, because you don't have to go on the other side of the world to help others. We have a lot of projects in Milan as well, with Amalice that helps the girls, the women that come out of the prison to have a new life, and the Manteco in Prato, they make sustainable fabric. We have some project in Portugal with fair trade jewelry, and it really depends. It's like I listen to my intuition, and when I see things around, so I saw one called Montlai, which is those tools for massage for the face, which are completely ethical and sustainable, and it's two Asian girls living in California that built this brand. It's really completely sustainable, ethical, plastic free, and it's probably the first step to our sustainability for yourself. And so you have those little tools, and you massage your face with. You don't use any extra product, and they really work. I have to say, they really, really work. When you're tired at night and your face is falling apart. So that's the.
Wow, I think this is amazing, because I think it's been from 2019 to 2021. That's a short time.
Super short.
And you guys have really, I think, blossomed. And I can't wait to see this next step, sustainable well-being. I like that.
We are all very passionate, and we believe in in doing things together, in partnering with other projects like ours. It's not that we invented something and we want to keep it for ourselves. So we share all our know-hows. We want other people to do. Sometimes they come to me, there is this project, it's very similar to Goooders. They're doing something very similar. Like, good job. If they do better, even, what I mean? So it's also a different approach to being an entrepreneur. That's what it's really important. Like the eco-entrepreneur, the ethical entrepreneur, it's also, partnering with others, doing things together, and everyone is going to have his share of profit, what
yeah.
I mean. So
that's great.
I think that's super, super important, because I was a consultant, I was a journalist, an editor, and then I became an entrepreneur 2 years ago, and it's like a completely different way of doing business for me. And while I was doing it, I found how making business was still very old style, profit.
Right.
And I'm like, sure, you're gonna have the profit, but let's
have the community.
Exactly.
Nice. I have just a comment. I've been thinking about this a lot. I really feel that your philosophy of doing good and the concept of Gooders is also super Italian, because I think it's very this like being good, being community focused. I think that's I'm not going to say it's every single person, but I do think it's one of the beauties of being Italian.
No, absolutely. In the meantime, we have a we are very organized, because like sometimes with our philosophy we can sound a little naive. Oh, you look good, blah blah blah. But then behind Gooders there is a team of people who's working very hard, and that's really important. That's why we are successful. So it's not just about beautiful words, and we are really working hard, and there is a methodology that we improve every time. That's probably my French part. I don't know, but I'm half Italian, half French, so it's
so
the
you've
combination.
Got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, it was really wonderful to speak with you. Thank you for taking the time, and I'm so happy that I was really excited when I found out that there was going to be a Gooders in Rome, because this is your first time in Rome?
First time in Rome. We are going to be at the St. Regis until the end of the year, so we are going to restyle the pop-up before Christmas in October, so with the Christmas merchandising, so you can buy here at the hotel. So if you pass by Rome,
that's great.
The Gooders are here.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Have a great last few minutes in Rome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Ciao Bella. If you'd like to know more about today's guest, please visit ciaobella.co and click on the podcast link, or go directly to ciaobella.co/podcast. Want more Italy? You can find all my episodes on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher. When you have time, subscribe to iTunes and rate the podcast. What are you waiting for? And if you want to be part of the podcast, email me or DM me your Italy questions. To learn more about me and my work, go to my website, ericafirpo.com, and follow my Italy adventures on Instagram at ericafirpo. Ciao, Bella! And a very big thank you and hug to Massimiliano Yonta and Disc to Disc Studios, the producers of Ciao Bella, who continue to make me sound and feel great.